Alright, so this is going to be a different type of video. Guys, the year is 2020. League of Legends has been out for 10 years. Riot Games is a multi-billion-dollar revenue company, and they have several thousand employees. You'd think being the biggest game in the world, having all the resources in the world to fix and deal with any kind of problem, there wouldn't be so many issues in this game. I'm not just talking about ranked, I'm not just talking about one thing in specific. There is a whole list of things that I just have such a big problem with that I simply cannot understand how it is possible for this company to do such a bad job. We're going to go over a list of just some of them, but honestly, let me know in the comments how any of this is okay or acceptable. I've called out Riot before, I've asked them on Twitter, but the only thing they do is say soon or we're working on it. And that was years ago for some of these things. And some things have been dealt with. For example, Smurf queue is a thing now, so ranked will be a little bit better, but that's its own thing. Ranked is still pretty doomed, and I'm going to explain why as well. So let's just go down the list. So guys, the first thing I want to mention is Riot releasing new champions every few weeks, and more specifically making them extremely overpowered. And then, just to add the cherry on top, they hotfix nerf the champion, so they just pretty much nerf the champion without patch notes, so people don't understand that this champion goes from broken to not as broken within the first week or two. And the problem is, when they release these champions extremely overpowered, they know everyone's going to be buying them to play it in ranked and just stomp for free and get all these free wins. Like for example, look at Samira, look at Aphelios, look at all these new champions. It's not right. They can spend more than 2 weeks on the PvE doing testing before it goes onto live servers, or it can be available but not in ranked for 2 weeks or something like that. Anyways, on to the next thing. Another thing Riot said they couldn't do is add voice chat for ranked solo and duo queue. They said it wasn't possible, yet the new game they released, Valorant, just has it on release on the beta. That makes no sense too, because honestly, it would just be a whole nother level of communication and just the game would be so much better. You don't have to join it, you can mute it too. Imagine, what's the problem with that? And honestly, here's something that really just doesn't make sense to me. Riot says they don't want toxicity in the game. They want everyone to abide by the Summoner's Code. We want daisies and flowers to pop out of the Summoner's Rift and everyone is all smiley. But here's the thing, they don't do anything about it. Literally, if you don't say a few specific key phrases like KYS or racial slurs, you are most likely not going to get banned. You might get chat restricted eventually if you get reported a ton, but in general, you can be toxic. You can just sit in your base and spam flame your teammates for whatever reason you want, and nothing will get done about it. And it's just annoying because you're not supposed to flame them back. It's just like they want you to follow the rules, yet if you don't follow the rules, there's no punishment. At least in Modern Warfare 2 or any other normal game, you can flame back and, at least you feel a little bit better. You can shoot back at them. And here's another thing I have a problem with that I just think is incredibly shady. When Riot releases a new skin for a champion, they will buff that champion for literally 1, if not 2 patches before nerfing them if they're on the meta already. They're literally making these champions A or B tier to top tier just so people are inclined to play it, just so people are more likely to buy it, and then they just straight up nerf the champion once the majority of the skin sales are over. And honestly, it's just another shady thing that it's just like it just feels like they're so focused on making all this money without putting any effort into fixing the game, whether it be ranked or a countless amount of bugs, which is our next section. Guys, 290 Mordekaiser bugs were listed. None of them got fixed. They literally reworked Mordekaiser because they had enough. Also, Tahm Kench Global W. I don't know if you've seen or heard of this or watched anything on this, but guys, this bug, you are able to eat your teammates anywhere across the map. It's a global bug, and it has been out for 2 weeks without Tahm Kench being disabled, without a bug fix. How is that reasonable? How do they have one person working in this entire company, or do they have thousands? It's so incredibly mind-boggling. Oh my, okay, all right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next. So here's something that makes logical sense to me, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you disagree with this. But the way I see community toxicity spreading is honestly a part of it comes from streamers, a part of it comes from in-game, and whether it be the streamers themselves being toxic or the fact that tens of thousands of people watch some of these streamers and there are these toxic players and these intentional feeders that get away with feeding and just doing all these things that are against the rules non-stop. No one is getting banned, and I think if they were to get banned, it would really prove a point and it would end up actually showing that they are going to do something about breaking the rules. And on that note, there was a player just a month or two ago, there was a player in Challenger, about 1,000 LP, who literally spent an entire week dropping intentionally feeding down to Diamond 4. Over 50 games, maybe a week straight of intentionally feeding. Every streamer that plays in high elo, including myself, saw this person, played against them, reported them, posted on Twitter about it, yet they didn't get banned for a week straight. I do not think it is that hard for a Rioter to go into whatever system they have and just manually ban them earlier, but tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of players ended up seeing that this person is just existing and able to troll for a week straight, and that doesn't help anyone. In fact, that shows that you can be toxic in the game and get away with it. It shows that the rank system is terrible. It shows that League of Legends and Riot doesn't care. It shows that streamers get extremely frustrated and they don't like the game either when they have to deal with this. It's just so many things that are taking away from what a game should be, which is fun. And obviously when the rank system exists, you're going to have stress involved. But the fact that Riot just does such a little about anything and everything, except for skins. They have really, really good skins in the game, and honestly, good job to them because their skins are they're awesome. I love them. But that's their moneymaker. It's clear that's literally all they care about. And one of my final ranting points is the client. Guys, this is an actual train wreck. What is the center of the game, which is allowing you to play the game, is the worst client in any video game of its caliber or any video game 10 calibers under. It is insane. It is truly insane how a client could be so bad. Constant bugs, constant freezes. It takes multiple attempts to open the client. There are countless bugs with the League of Legends client, and it is pathetic. It is absolutely shameful. It's just so shameful. It's so shameful. And I called out Riot on Twitter, and their PR guy, instead of saying, you know, we got this, he's like, oh, you shouldn't have been so mean about it. And that truly is also hilarious because they're not even willing to take accountability. They're just trying to redirect it because I worded it pretty meanly. But you know what? I don't regret it. I really don't. It's just, I'm going to say what I want, and they're going to defend themselves instead of doing work, instead of doing the work to fix the client. I don't have much hope for Riot at all. Actually, I have about like maybe 2% hope that anything will get better. But you know what? Maybe they're just following the overlords over in China. Maybe they don't have a say in it. Or maybe their leadership is just busy doing some other stuff. But look, guys, here's the thing. Riot needs to be held accountable so we can all have a better experience in League of Legends. They are making enough money to justifiably fix bugs. They have enough resources to fix the client. All of these things, it's just, they don't, it truly is pathetic. And if anyone says otherwise, I mean, I guess you just probably didn't watch the video. I mean, you could say like it takes time, but all these issues have existed for many years now. They've been called out countless times. There's really no one that can hold them accountable. There's no scumbag or lazy police for video games. And you know what? I'm just going to make this video. If Riot gets mad at me, then you know what? It makes perfect sense because that's what they tend to do instead of fixing the issues. But yeah, I think I just wanted to finish this video by explaining I'm making this rant video because I want change. I want things to be better. I currently just, like, I don't understand why I need to be so upset playing the game, specifically ranked, but I don't understand why I need to waste like 10, 20, 30 minutes because of a client bug, and then I have to deal with all these random bugs throughout the game, which just ruin the experience a little bit at a time. It just doesn't need to happen. I think something needs to change, and I hope maybe one day, yeah, it's not going to happen. But you know what? We can always hope that something will be better or the game will be better in the future. I'm going to keep playing the game because I love playing Akali. I love playing League when it actually works. And I love making videos. I'm going to make collab videos, probably a lot less ranked to be completely honest, but that's besides the point. Guys, this was a different video from our normally scheduled entertainment, but I hope you kind of could understand my point. And you know what? Leave a like if you agree with me, leave a comment if you disagree, and explain why. But yeah, you know what? The client sucks, Riot sucks, and have a good day. Peace out.